Maddie Poppe, a resident of Clarksville who won the American Idol competition in 2018, is a name that is well known throughout the northeastern region of Iowa. She captivated the hearts of people all around the country. It appeared as though she was intended to perform on that glittering stage, given her wonderful voice, unassuming charm, and roots in the Midwest countryside. What fewer people may expect, but perhaps should, is how hands-on she has become with something that appears to be very different from the sparkle and glamour of pop stars: home renovation, short-term rentals, and a side hustle of remodeling that has proven extremely rewarding. This is the story of how a young woman from Iowa who had a loud voice and lofty goals redesigned not only her homes but also her path in life. From the local girl to the stage of the nation. Maddie's adventure started in Clarksville, and then she moved on to Iowa, where she was greeted by a large number of local fans who cheered her on until she finally made the transition to national prominence. She was not only performing songs when she stood on the platform of American Idol, she was also representing her hometown, her neighborhood, and the calm confidence that she possessed while being in the spotlight. Before the announcer had announced her name, she was well aware that it was her name. Following her victory, the music machine had a surge of activity, including recording, touring, media, and the exhilarating feeling of, yes, I made it. However, as a great many of artists have learned, success is not a plateau, rather it is a launchpad. To add insult to injury, not every launchpad is comfortable once you are in the air. The unanticipated change. Music experiences a temporal wave. In the year 2020, the world underwent a transformation, and for Maddie, this transformation meant more than just postponing or cancelling concerts or tours. A complete halt was brought about in the industry as a result of the pandemic shutdown. She provides the following account. She was working as a musician full-time, but then everything began to fall apart. Her record label, her booking agency, and her business manager all ended their relationship with her at the same time. It was a blow to the system. According to her own words, she was stunned, utterly heartbroken, and unsure about what she was going to do moving forward. She took a deep breath and then shifted her direction, rather than frantically pursuing the previous course. Prepare to roll up your sleeves. Here comes the remodeler. In Waverly, Iowa, Maddie purchased a home for herself. Requires some work. Backsplash, painting, and window boxes were some of the do-it-yourself projects she had completed in the past, but she had never attempted a full-scale house renovation before. I was completely unaware of it. Together with a contractor, she tore it down to the studs, replaced the roof, siding, and windows, and took charge of the interior design, including the floors, doors, and fixtures. The work was done by her, and she learnt it. It was a genuine and instantaneous feeling of satisfaction. In an interview, she expresses her happiness by saying, "The remodeling thing makes me so happy." In contrast to music, it provides me with a sense of rapid fulfillment that I have never been able to achieve. This turned into more than simply a way to make some extra money. It turned into a passion and a career in its own right. There are 2 cities, 2 houses, and 1 new direction. She did not decide to give up music, to the contrary. Nevertheless, she made room for something fresh to come. In order to ensure that she continued to have a foot in the music door, she purchased a second property in Nashville once she had finished building her home in Waverly. In addition to this, she was aware that the endeavor would need her to concentrate solely on herself. There is no well-known network, and there are no safety lines. The only thing she had was a house and her determination. After the Nashville home was refurbished, she put the rental idea into reality by using Airbnb in Iowa and later in Tennessee. She became a superhost and a premier host and delighted in receiving 5-star ratings, clean turnovers, and a sense of ownership and control over the rental property. A third property, located in Cedar Falls, was then acquired. Another complete house renovation, and yet another rental strategy. The stereotype of a just musician was shattered into 1,000 pieces, exposing the businessperson, constructor, and innovator that lay beneath. How this relates to her, as well as to us. Determination. Despite the fact that the label had dropped her, she did not vanish. she discovered a new path to take. Through this change of direction, she was able to remain loyal to who she was rather than pursuing something that might no longer be compatible with her values. Curiosity and a readiness to learn. She did not venture into the renovation industry with a complete set of knowledge. She described her journey as one in which she tried and failed over and over again until I was successful. In terms of authenticity, her music and her pastime are both centered on the same concept: genuine craftsmanship, honest labor, and the truth about her feelings. In the same manner that she often gets a vision for songs, she also had a vision for dwellings. Balance. She did not give up music, rather, she merely rethought her relationship with it. In addition to continuing to perform, she is also continuing to release new songs, for instance, her performance of Rainbow Connection, which her fans had requested. In addition to this, she is designing places, molding dwellings, and developing memorable renting experiences. Still, music is important. We must not overlook the fact that Maddie is still, at her core, a singer and songwriter. There is still the voice that captivated millions of people on American Idol. Even now it is hidden behind the floorboards and hammers. Even though she is transitioning, she continues to sell CDs and she continues to record. This demonstrates that success in the music industry does not necessarily follow a straight line, as demonstrated by her route. If you take a detour into unanticipated territory, you may find that you emerge from the experience stronger and more defined. The home renovation rental portion of the business is what she considers to be the most fulfilling aspect of her life at the moment. She also claims that she is pleased with the outcome. She's not giving up the stage, she's just trying to live a more fulfilling life. In what ways does this affect the community? Not only is this a celebrity-watching event, but it's also happening in Northeast Iowa. It's a matter of town pride. Someone from your area who has made a significant impact returned to their hometown and discovered a way to create something memorable in the midst of a period of transition. Her biography demonstrates that in order to achieve success, it is not necessary to conform to the stereotype of being a superstar only. You are able to reimagine, you are able to combine your interests, and you are able to construct, quite literally, something new while taking into account where you came from. The do-it-yourselfers and dreamers will find encouraging words in this article. In the event that you are willing to get a little messy, acquire new talents, and make use of your hands in addition to your voice, you might discover that your next chapter is unlike anything you might have imagined. An eye on the future. What comes after this? Apparently, Maddie is willing to consider a wide range of options. Add more music. There are further properties. More leeway to rethink what the term career actually implies. It is possible that she does not know exactly where it is going, but she is cognizant of the manner in which she will travel, with genuineness, curiosity, perseverance, and her own two hands. Imagining the possibility of an album that reflects her development, songs written in rooms that have been remodeled, or a brand that is built on music plus remodeling plus rentals, that is tailored to her in a way that is unique is thrilling. And although the northeastern part of Iowa will always feel like home, and they will never forget the girl who won American Idol, they will also see the woman who constructed houses, one board at a time. The narrative of Maddie Poppe reveals more than just the fact that she is a pop singer from Iowa. When we look at this person, we see someone who is willing to embrace uncertainty, who is willing to take up tools, and who is willing to scratch where the itch is rather than waiting for someone else to deliver her a plan. Through her voice, she was transported into our speakers, and through her spirit, she was taken into our homes. Additionally, when you enter a home that she has refurbished, you are not simply entering a space that has been freshly painted or has new flooring. Rather, you are entering a narrative that is characterized by transformation, reinvention, and quiet strength. In the event that music were not sufficient on their own, she turned to restoration. If she felt that renovation on its own wasn't enough, she combined it with the business of renting out properties. And even if the next frontier has not yet materialized, she is prepared to construct it in every possible way possible. At the end of the day, she reminds us that success is not only about being seen, rather, it is about constructing something that lasts. This is true whether she is singing on stage or laying tile in a room downstairs. And the people of Iowa, we are aware that when someone from our country does something like that, it fills us with pride.